everyone, George here and welcome to another video from the GFS gallery. This video is going to focus on my Aquascaper 1200 which I rescaped quite recently. Some of you may have seen the cinematic video I released about a week or so ago. I'll leave a link to that right now up there. I did ask if you preferred the old layout or the new layout. It was about 50-50 split and I'm fairly confident that actually this is going to evolve into a much better layout, and I'll explain why. I'll go through some of the plants in a bit more detail, some of the equipment. There is a playlist dedicated to this entire system, all the way from setting up from scratch the empty tank, the hardscape, all the way through to the complete evolution to where we are now. So if you do have an hour or so spare and you want to watch a complete kind of journey of this aquascape, then do check out that playlist and share it with your friends as well. If there's anyone that you think might be interested in aquascaping, do let them know about my channel. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's dive right in and talk about the scape in more detail. So as you might be able to see now, it's more of an island composition. So in most modern aquascapes, we can split the composition style into three main types. Triangular, which is what this was before, island, which is what it is now, and either convex or concave. So either going like this, which is convex, or concave, which is going like this. In fact, that's four styles, isn't it? So you could argue that island is actually a form of convex, which is what this will turn into. And I'm really excited about this because this is going to evolve quite significantly over the next few weeks, couple of months or so. I have heavily planted some stems in the background. They're stems that were in here before, but I've rearranged them. So there's a combination of the Hygrophila siamensis 53B, one of the best plant names of all time, and also some Limnophila hyperoides. So you can probably see right now the red of the Limnophilas coming through, the bright green of the Hygrophilas coming through. Over time, these are going to grow to the surface, and then I can trim them appropriately to create this convex kind of shape like this. And it's really going to accentuate this kind of island that I've created with the wood, the new wood layout. The stones have actually stayed exactly the same. I've just rearranged the wood, rearranged the ferns and the anubias slightly. And, you know, I think this is a really good example of an aquascape that you can evolve and actually refresh really quite simply just by moving a few key elements around and creating a completely new look without spending any money, which is, let's face it, good news for everyone. So if we look at the background now, we're viewing it from the side of the aquarium, we can see the density of the Limnophila and the Hygrophila. And these are going to quite quickly grow towards the surface, and then we can trim them appropriately to create this definite kind of mound island style aquascape. Here's another view from the stems from above, and really looking forward to seeing these grow towards the surface. As they get nearer the surface, they get more light, and then those reds are going to be even more intense. All the plants in here, except this, I'll get a close-up of this. This is Cryptocorini spiralis red or Cryptocorini tiger. I'm not sure which one it is. Let me know in the comments if you know. This is from Aqua Designer Mano, the tissue culture. But all the other plants are from Tropica. In the foreground, we've got Halanthium tenellum, the 1-2 grow. Cryptocorini wendetii green, just here. This is the 1-2 grow as well. Anubias petite, just around here. Trident fern here, which is the main kind of focal plant in the centre of the scape to really accentuate this island. And then we've got a mixture of other crypts in here. There's Willisii, there's Cryptocorini wendetii brown, wendetii tropica, wendetii myoia. And then we've got the Hygrophila siamensis 53B and the Limnophila here. This is Frodo stone, beautiful rock sent over by Adam Pascella. And I just really love the complex textures that are going on here, contrasting with the beautiful stone. And I think this is probably my favourite part of the aquascape here right now. Okay, here we can see the definite island composition here. I've deliberately positioned the stones like this. In fact, these were here before, but these really kind of help to achieve this island style. The strata, the natural lines of the stone are kind of converging to this main point here where I've attached the trident fern, Microsorum terapus trident, one of my favourite plants of all time. Most of you know that, and regular viewers will know this by now. Some more Anubias petite attached around the stones. Some more Cryptocoryne wenditii and Undulatus red. This is quite a nice angle where we can see this brand new plant up here. This is Anubias minicoin, which is part of the Tropica limited edition range again. Here we can see a stone that I've attached to this piece of wood here. The reason for that was basically to secure the wood in position, stop it kind of moving every time I did any maintenance. I needed to kind of secure it. I know it looks a bit odd, but when I'm viewing the tank from the front, we don't see it. And I've also attached some Anubias around it, so hopefully over time it's going to completely camouflage it. Pearl gourami here, looking good. And yeah, just another complex mixture of textures, kind of leading up to this island, kind of convex composition, which we talked about earlier. Lighting is the Twinstar 1200 SA. This has adjustable mounts on the left and right, so you can fit it to a slightly smaller aquarium in the 120 centimetre. And I think it goes all the way up to about 140 centimetres. It's quite powerful. I think it's around about 100 watts or so. I do run it at 100% power for 8 hours, which is absolutely plenty for all the plants we've got in here. I would recommend actually starting on a lower intensity, especially in the early stages of an aquascape, so where algae can be quite a risk. So we tend to use a lower photo period, say 5 or 6 hours, and also a lower intensity, say about 50%. And you can gradually increase both the intensity and the photo period over about a 4-week period to reach maximum intensity. And then this will hopefully limit any algae issues. Soil is the Tropica soil, which I'm a big fan of. I've used this in many aquascapes right now, proven performer, and you can see the root growth of this Helanthium tenellum, proof that it's a great home for the plants and promotes healthy root growth, healthy plant growth, ultimately helping to lead to a successful planted aquarium. So the filter outlet is this glass lily pipe here, and we've got a glass inlet here. I think these are from Blau, which I bought from Aquarium Gardens. I did used to use the Aquascaper glass pipework set with the built-in skimmer, but actually I prefer the aesthetics to this, and I don't tend to get any surface scum on this tank, so quite happy to use the regular inlet here. It does need a bit of a clean. Filtration is the Awase Biomaster 600, huge fan of these filters. I was running 2 on here, but I put 1 on the cichlid tank. Just running the 1 filter at the moment, see how we go. So far so good, but usually I would use 2 filters on this size aquarium. And then you might just be able to make out in the background there is the pressurized CO2 kit. This is an old TMC regulator. I do have a high-end GLA regulator, which I will switch over to when this bottle runs out. Here's the inline diffuser. So pressurized CO2 comes into here and it gets delivered via the filter return. Micro bubbles get blasted around the aquarium, feeding all the plants, hopefully as equally as possible. Hey guys, there we go. Full update of the Aquascaper 1200 featuring this new kind of island style or convex layout. Real big fan of this style, really looking forward to seeing those stem plants growing in the back, give them a trim, and I'll hopefully be able to do some videos, tutorial videos on how we trim stem plants and how we can kind of hone this look. It's not a particularly groundbreaking aquascape, but I'm not here to show off my skills as an aquascaper. I'm here more to hopefully educate and entertain you guys, hopefully inspire you. Most of these plants will grow without CO2 injection. They certainly don't need a high-end system like we've got here. So hopefully you can take some of these lessons away and maybe try them in your own aquascapes at home. That's what this channel is all about, to encourage you to start and progress your own aquascaping journey. So I really hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Love making it for you. hit that thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. I do get married in 3 days' time, so not sure when the next video will be. You take care, keep on scaping. Cheerio.